Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of your Kayla 5-day bag making course. Today we're going to actually mark our darts on our fabric. Yesterday you should have fused your interfacing to all of your fabric pieces. So today we're going to mark our darts on our main body and our lining pieces. And we're also going to sew our darts as well as install our magnetic snaps. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do before marking our darts, we're going to take our main pattern piece and you're going to actually cut out your dart. You should see a triangle there. So go ahead and cut that out. And I'm using my paper scissors. Make sure you use your paper scissors when you do that. So now this is my 2 main pieces, and I'm also going to mark the darts on my 2 lining pieces. So flip your main piece so that the wrong side is facing up. Place your pattern piece on one side. Make sure you line it up. And just take a marking pen and mark your dart. To do the other side, just flip your pattern piece over. I'm going to do the same thing to the other main piece. And you should have your darts here on both main pieces. You're also going to mark those same darts on your 2 lining pieces. Right, so now that we have all of our darts drawn out, you're going to take some pins and you're going to do this with all 4 darts that you just marked. So what you're going to do, you're going to take it, and I'm using my index finger and it's at the tip of the dart, and I'm just pinching it. And you have the right sides facing, and you take your pin and you just pin the dart in place, just making sure everything is lined up on the other side. Right? So you're just pinning the dart in place. You're doing the lining pieces the same way. Alright, once you have all your darts pinned, we're going to set this aside and we're actually going to mark for the placement of our magnetic snap. So now let's install our hardware, our magnetic snap. So what you're going to need one main piece, and you're going to need the lining of the flap. So you're going to need the lining flap piece and one main piece, the exterior of the main piece. So I'll do the flap first. So you take the lining of your flap and take your pattern piece and lay it on your fabric, and you're laying it with the wrong side facing up so you see the fusible fleece. You should have a marking on your pattern piece that says magnetic snap. So what you're going to do is going to take your marking pen and you're just going to place a dot where it says magnetic snap. Alright. You're going to do the same thing with the exterior piece. You're going to take your main pattern piece and where it says magnetic snap, you just place a mark with your marking pen. Alright. So you should have at least two pieces with your magnetic snap. You have the male piece and you have the female piece. And my magnetic snaps come with these washers just to secure the magnetic snap in place. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to take our female piece, alright, that's going to go on the exterior fabric. So what I like to do, I like to take my washer and place it down on the dot that I made, and I take my marking pen and I just make marks on each side of the dot that I made. Right. I'm going to take my seam ripper and I'm going to make a little hole on each of the marks that I just made on each side of the dot. And make sure you start small. You can always make them bigger, but you can't make a bigger slit smaller. All right. So you take your female piece. I'm just going to flip this over and I'm going to stick the prongs through the slits that I just made. All right. And I like to, just for extra reinforcement, take a little piece of foam and I like to place that on top of the prongs. This is not absolutely necessary. This is just something that I like to do for that extra support. So I take my foam piece and then I take my washer, place it on top, take my pliers, and I'm just bending the prongs. Alright, and now you have your female piece on your, this will be the front exterior piece. You're going to do the same thing with the flap. I'm going to take my washer. I'm going to make a mark on each side. I'm going to take my seam ripper and make two little slits. I'm going to take my male piece, place the prongs through the slits, and take my foam piece If you don't have foam on hand, you can use an extra layer of fusible fleece. Just a square. You don't have to cut out a piece the size of your actual pattern piece. Just a little square of fusible fleece. Alright. And now you have your female piece on the lining of your flap. So what we're going to do now, we're going to sew our darts, and that will be the end of our lesson. So let's sew our darts. Now remember, you have darts on your 2 main pieces and your 2 lining pieces. Right? I'll take one of my main pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and take my pin out. Right? And you're just going to sew following the line that you marked on your dart. Make sure you backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And you can trim off this excess. You're going to sew the other main piece the same way. And your lining. And you sew your other lining piece the same way. So that's it for day 3. You should have all of your darts marked and sewn together, as well as installed your magnetic snap on your main front piece, as well as the lining of your flap piece. If you have any questions, please let me know by sending me an email at info@legionero.com. I'll see you tomorrow when we assemble our main bag, our straps, and our strap tabs.